Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're gonna go ahead and install some hood vents on the M45 to give it, a different look and to be able to extract some of the heat from the engine bay, but mainly to, give it a different look and make it look a little bit meaner and sick. These are pretty dope. I got these on, I think it was eBay, and they were like $17 for the pair, so that's not bad at all. It did come with some 3M tape, which is right here. I know I have a mess everywhere because I was just working on the kit right here on the Z. I still need to finish it up, but I wanted to install this as well because I think the M45 is going to look sick with these. But here's a 3M tape that they provided. I'm going to use it, but I still also want to add some bolts on each corner. So I was thinking about just doing 4, maybe 1 in the middle, depending on, how it looks and how it fits, if it requires it. But if it doesn't, then I'm just going to add, 4 on each one. So 2 right here, 2 on the top, same thing on the other side. But adding this as well to kind of create a seal on the inside. But we're going to go ahead and use my Dremel. I only have this flywheel left right here. I might need another one, but I kind of already measured it out. I was thinking about adding some tape on both sides. That way it gives me, an exact point where we want to put it. And I was thinking about doing it 12 inches from the top of the hood to where we want to put this at. I think that was the best location for this, but I'll show you guys right now. Let's go ahead and go to the M45. Right now, this is how the car looks without the hood vents. And I was thinking about placing them somewhere like in this area right here. I think it's going to be a little bit further down because we're going to do about 12 inches. So 12 inches is like a foot. So a foot could be like right there. Same thing on this side. So I was thinking about putting it somewhere in that area. I'm going to grab some tape and put it right here on the side. That way I know it's even on both ends. That way we can go ahead and make our cuts right there. Now, here's the thing about the hood vents. I was also thinking about exactly where I would want to place them, where if water were to get in there, it's not going to mess up any of the components in the engine bay. This spot right here is where I found where I wasn't going to get any water inside the engine bay and the electrical components. Now, I did also move it around in a few spots, like making it closer. Like that. And I think it looks kind of weird being too close like that. Like if you look at the Z, the hood vents are more closer to the left side, but these are huge, they go all the way down. On this side right here as well, goes all the way down to right here. But I tried moving the hood vents lower down. Like right there. And that also looks like they're way too low. So I think where I had it at was honestly the best spot. And then I tried putting it even higher. Like right there. And I think that's too high, in my opinion. So the only thing I have to do is go ahead and make like a template for this. I wish it would have came with one. I think I'm going to use a cardboard that it came with to go ahead and do that. And what I could do is I could just, flip it around. So once I make my template, draw it out with a marker, cut it out, put these in, then we should be good. All right, so if you look at this area right here, you can see that it's going to be somewhere right here in this area. So there's no electrical components in the way that's going to get damaged or anything. So that's a perfect spot. If I were to move it a little bit more to the right, then it would be hitting everything right here, which is going to be, all the sensors, everything like that. And then same thing on this side. It's going to sit like right here. It'll be close to this, but it shouldn't touch it because it's going to be like right here. So that'll be perfect. So I did keep that in mind, but we will have to cut the bottom as well of the hood because I think that gets in the way. So it is going to kind of mess up the rigidity of the hood. I don't know if you guys are concerned about that, but it shouldn't be too much. It's a metal hood. But we'll see right now. I think it'll look really sick when it's complete. I will be making the outlines while the hood is on the car. And then once we start actually making the cuts, I will be taking the hood off. That way I don't get anything in there while I'm cutting it. But yeah, we got some work to do. Let me go ahead and draw out the template. Alright, So what I'm thinking about doing now, since I already have my cutout to the vent, is I'm gonna measure out right here how long this is on each side. That way I can just mark up right here with the ruler how far each side is. That way I don't make any mistakes. I could just honestly put this on here and then like trace it out, but it's not gonna come out perfect because there's a bunch of gaps everywhere. Alright, so we did that, and that kind of gives us an idea of where this should be at. But I'm still going to measure it out with a ruler and then see how far we want to actually make it. Alright, I got my ruler, and after measuring it out, it's honestly like half of an inch right here. So we want to make sure that none of our lines go over that. And the only part that's a little bit farther out is going to be the corners. But even on the ends, it's half an inch. So that's what we're going to mark it at, is half an inch on each corner. And then we should be good right there with the clearance. So yeah, there's a lot of measuring to do something like this. So the more you measure, the better it's gonna come out. If you don't measure, you just, you know, try to do it as fast as possible. It's not gonna come out good. Alright, looks like we got it. I think I might make it a little bit shorter. Like when I do the outline, I might make it like a little bit smaller because it's like right on, but there's like a little bit of a gap on the sides. But it's still pretty good. It's pretty close. As long as it makes contact on this end portion right here, we should be okay. So we're not outlining the outer portion, we're outlining the middle portion right here. Alright, so let's go ahead and put this on the car and then we'll see where we want it. So with my ruler, I measured out 12 inches. So I went based off of the corner line right there. Just mocked it up right there. And as you can see, there's 12 inches right there. And then we did the same thing on the other side. So that's how far I wanted to go up. And that's where we're going to stop at. And then we're going to follow the line that I added a tape right here. And I followed the line right there, as you can see, even with that line. Same thing right here, even with that line. That way they're both even and they're both separated even as well. So we're not going to have an issue measuring that right there. But yeah, this one right here is where we're going to have it. So you can see that should look pretty good. Let me get the other one. Right on that corner right there is where we want it. Following that line. And there you go. I think that is perfect right there. Alright, now here's gonna be the fun part. Gotta just trace it out with our template and then go ahead and begin cutting it. So I finally traced it out and this is how it's looking right now. I did measure it out and it's measuring like 10.5 inches from the top to the bottom. Right here it's 12, so from this line it's 12, but right here it's like 10.5. Same thing on the other side, so everything is where it should be. But I think I'm gonna go ahead and take off the hood right now. It's only, I think it's 4 12 mils that you have to remove, 2 on each side. 2 12 mils right here. And I forgot that there's this thing, but there's a clip right here. You just gotta push that clip out and it'll release that. The hood is now removed and I completely forgot that you have to take these off. So I was kind of struggling to get those off. I was holding the hood in the air and then trying to remove those at the same time. But yep, everything is now off. Now we're gonna go ahead and begin cutting, which is the scary part. But it actually looks really even. As you can see, it looks very symmetrical. So that's my main concern, but it should come out really good. So let's go ahead and attack it. Alright, so of course the cutoff wheel broke. So we're gonna have to go buy some more, but I did get kind of far. I got this whole line right here. Yeah, let's go ahead and hit a Home Depot, buy some more cutoff wheels, and then we'll begin this again once we're back. Alright guys, so I just got back from the store. It's really late. I didn't get a chance to go to the store until just now. It's currently 9 p.m. so I'm only going to be able to do one side. And in the morning I'll pick it back up and I'll finish this side. But here is how the cutout came out. It came out really clean. I went through with my Dremel, made my cuts. I had to pick up the new flywheels. I got these different ones that were made for cutting metal. I guess I accidentally picked up the wrong ones. As you can see right there, it says metal. And then they're black, so these are a lot stronger. As were these, they weren't as strong, so I'm assuming that's why I kept on breaking. But yeah, it came out really clean. So here's like one piece. I think this is the top right here. As you can see, the silver color. And then I had to cut off another piece. I think it's under the hood. Oh, it's right there. I had to cut off that piece right there in order to get clearance. And then right here you can see how it looks. The cuts. So I had to cut off this section right here. That went down, connected there. Yeah, it looked like that. So I just had to cut off this section. And the fitment is actually extremely good on this thing. Let me go ahead and install it. So right there you can see it. Perfect. Just at the top, it's a little bit too far up, but it still clears it out. It looks clean. You only see one side, but that's how it looks. It looks so sick. Like, I didn't think it was gonna look like this good. I thought it was gonna look like a little bit off. I love how this thing came out. I can't wait to do the other side. It's gonna look really sick once we put it on the car. Alright, so both sides are not cut out, and I did take an extra step to go ahead and use this other wheel that I have to go ahead and like sand down the area. That way the edges are not sharp and it doesn't cut me. But another thing that I'm going to go ahead and do is I have some extra black paint right here. I'm going to go ahead and tape off like a very small section up to like right here so it's not visible, just so I can go ahead and paint it. That way it doesn't rust in that area. I mean, I would prefer to have something close to the color of the car, but that's what I have and that's what I'm going to use. It's not going to be visible, so it doesn't really matter. Alright guys, so here it is. It came out really clean. Everything is even. Like, one doesn't really look higher than the other. They look exactly the same. And I think that's what really makes it look good, is making it look like OEM. And it doesn't look like it's just an add-on. Like, it looks really sick and clean. Give you guys a closer look. I will say that the sides, they're kind of up a little bit, so I might need to add 2 more screws, like one right here, another one right there, just to make sure it's like fully down. Yeah, because you can see it pops up a little bit, but it doesn't look bad. It shouldn't come up at all like that, but just to kind of give you guys a little bit more pointers on things that you guys may want to look out for if you're interested in doing this. But overall, I'm really happy with it. It does look really clean. Makes it look a little bit more aggressive and gives it more, character to the car as well. And it's awesome that, it has an exact spacing right here on the side. Same thing with this one. So everything looks really good. Now let me go ahead and open the hood. And now with the hood open, you can see that they sit right there. So it sits like right in this area, which everything is covered up. There's nothing that's exposed that's gonna get messed up. And then same thing on this side, sits right there. So it's like right here. So nothing's gonna be exposed. Even when you like close the hood, you can kind of see in there. You can see that you can check out the intake right there. Not sure if you guys can see it, but I can. And nothing's gonna get messed up being in this position right here. And then right there you can see it, same thing as well. Nothing is in the way that's gonna get damaged. So that's one thing that I was looking out for sure, is making sure that nothing would get messed up, you know, by water getting in there. And then here you can see everything installed. I do want to replace these and use like some nuts and bolts. I don't want to just use screws, especially like some locking nuts. That way it doesn't come off at all. Same thing right here. So it's easy access. I can do it later on in the future when I want to go ahead and install those. But yeah, came out really sick. And the hood doesn't feel flimsy or anything. So if you guys are worried about it messing up the rigidity, it's not going to. Especially in the location I put it at, because it's like right here. It's only taking off one piece. You still have everything else supporting it. So you don't have to worry about it messing up the rigidity. You know, I already drove the car. Didn't see any weird movement or anything. It still closes perfectly fine. You have nothing to worry about. But look at that. This car is looking so clean and sick. I remember when I just got this car, I had so many issues. Everything was so ugly. Like this whole assembly right here with the intake was completely destroyed. It had duct tape. Now it has a clean intake going down. We added a strut bar, which makes it look even more aggressive. The intake manifold was dirty and ugly. I still actually want to do something with that, you know, painting it, making it look a little bit different. But even just like this, just having a clean manifold and then being exposed looks really clean. Then we got the oil catch can, we got the oil cooler, you know, just a few things to make it look a little bit better. One thing that I would like to replace on here is going to be the coolant reservoirs and also the power steering reservoir and that as well, just to make it look a little bit cleaner, because right now it's like that ugly yellow color, and changing that would be, you know, really sick and make it look really clean. Even painting these right here, because these are like a brown or yellow color, I would have to really think about how I would want to paint it. Like if I want to paint the manifold white, would I want to do that like, let's say red or blue, or I do the manifold red and then that I would want to do like black or white, something like that. I just would have to think about the color scheme of the car, how I would want it, because right now it's like a nice clean, you know, color with white wheels, a silver color, you know, black accents, and then even chrome looks really clean. So putting a color on there, I really have to think about what I want to add. But yeah, I'm happy about the location, how everything looks. Hopefully it gives you guys some ideas on something that you can do to your M45. Like I've mentioned before in some other videos, there's no hoods available for this car. So you really have to, you know, make something custom for this car in order for it to be different, or just add some vents. There is one carbon fiber hood available. I think it's VIS Racing. I could be wrong, but it's just carbon fiber. It has no vents whatsoever. I would like to get a hood like I have on my 370Z and put it on here, but you know, there's just nothing available. And this car is old already. And if somebody was going to make something, I think they would have done it by now, but I don't think there's going to be anything available for this car in the future. So this will give you guys some ideas on what you can do. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and end the video right there. I'll go ahead and link down this item that I purchased. It was on eBay. It was only like $17. It just requires you guys having some tools to be able to do this. I had a Dremel 200 series that you can pick up at your local auto parts store, or even at Home Depot, your home store. They should have it in stock. Even the little flywheels, they carry them as well. Just make sure they're made for cutting metal. I'll go ahead and post this on my Instagram, and also leave a few pictures at the end of the video so you guys can go ahead and check it out. I'll leave my Instagram somewhere around here. That's where I mainly post about the M45, my 370Z, and if I do something to the QX50, I'll post it there. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.